Hello, today is the 16th of April 2023. Welcome to my weekly update. I'm your self-sufficient farmer from Nigeria. I didn't give an update last week because I was out of town. Last week was Easter weekend, and I traveled out of town to the hinterlands of Nigeria. Um, so I wasn't on the farm and couldn't give an update. But here we are today with another update. And I'm bringing it right here from the goat house. So since the last update, we have transferred all our goats to the goat house here. You can see them behind me. The new ones we got completed their quarantine period, and we gave them multivitamins and some medication, and we were very sure that they were free from diseases, and then we brought them into the goat house. They've spent over a week here now, and they are doing quite well. So if you remember that the last time I was concerned about one rabbit that was due to give birth but had not given birth, and it is this one here, and it was on its day 32 when it was the last day that it was supposed to give birth. But it did not give birth, but it had prepared its nesting box. We put this box in about 5 days before their birth is due, and they will use all the dry grass to give them to prepare the nest. So it prepared the nesting box very well. It was restless, showing all the signs of giving birth, but it did not give birth, and I was concerned. And I left it, and 2 days later, on day 34, it gave birth on its own to 2 kits. Rabbit babies are called kits. So it gave birth to 2 kits, K-I-T. Unfortunately, one of them was born stillbirth, and but the other one survived. And this is the guy. This is the guy that survived. Okay, and it's so big and hairy for a 2-week-old kid. Today is exactly 2 weeks, 14 days since he gave birth, and it's quite big and hairy, and you can see it has left its nesting box on its own and is now within the area of the mother. Also, the mother did not initially feed the kid, being its first time. He didn't know what to do, so I had to adopt that method I learned for the second time. I pinned it down and put the mouth of the baby to its nipple to suck. And even though it gave me a lot of problem, it was very stubborn, very stubborn. He didn't want me to pin it down, but after 2 days of struggling, I pinned it down and fed the baby. And after the first time of feeding the baby and putting them back in the cage, next time I came to check, it was feeding the baby on its own. So that's good news. Our rabbits were having births again, and right now I have mated 5 other female, and I believe they are all pregnant and due at various times. You can see I put their nesting boxes in, waiting for them to give birth. Update on our guinea fowls. Still, there are the 2 of them inside here. Oh, you can't see them well. I think you can see them. They are both females, and they continue to lay eggs. Okay, but for now we just eat their eggs, since we haven't got the male for them. And the reason we haven't got the male is that this place is too small for them. We can't add another male there. So we're planning to build a very big house for the guinea fowls that can take maybe 100 or more of them. and then we will introduce the male and even get more of them entering the area. They continue to do very well. The ducks, like I said, virtually raise themselves. They're doing quite well under the shade there. They continue to multiply. I haven't even counted how many there are at this time, but there are many of them in the bush, probably close to maybe 20 adults. And since last update, we've done more on the construction of the bigger duck house. These are the pillars, then we'll put the roof on top. This is the old nursery of the ducks, which since the last update, we've managed to raise it up. We raised it up to allow more air to come in, so that the place will be better aerated and to be jam free. The most important thing I have learned when you are keeping animals is the cleanliness of the environment. So we did this to keep the environment clean. Our spices, herbs and vegetables continue to do well. You see the lush greenness and some ripe vegetables, ripe tomatoes and pepper. The two farm workers resident on the farm, they have enough to eat, and I also have enough to take home for us to eat. So generally speaking, they are doing very well. Today we were able to harvest about 25 kg of sweet corn, which I'm taking home, and we've planned our sweet corn in such a way that we can have weekly harvest. So gradually we are achieving that goal now. This is our yam area. Since the last update, we've done more work on the stakes that will hold the vines of the yam as they climb up. So we've done more work on that, but there's still a bit more to do. We can look at one example here. You can see this one is already climbing. Okay, so the vine is already climbing on the stake and it's trying to go higher. The higher they go and the more they are exposed to the sun, the bigger the tuber will be. The leaves have to be exposed to the sun a lot. If you remember basic biology, photosynthesis, that's how plants make food. So it's making food and storing it in the tuber. A quick update on our fish pond. Our tilapia juveniles are doing well. We're feeding them daily. So even though they are under the water, they are definitely growing. And the last time I gave an update, I mentioned that we have duckweed naturally growing here. So we've transplanted it into this trench in an attempt to kind of cultivate it deliberately. So, and it's doing very well. So we have a lot more duckweed to harvest and we are feeding them on a daily basis. We also plan to actually expand this, let's call it nursery of duckweed. So we're going to dig a small pool, nothing too big, maybe 2 meters by 2 meters, 1 foot deep, and then let the duckweed expand. Duckweed has a lot of protein and fish love them, but apart from fish, poultry also love them, either wet or dried. So when we are producing a lot more duckweed, we will be feeding them also to our ducks and our chicken. Farm cooking. Freshly cut vegetables, spices, tomato, pepper, and herbs that will go into this delicious farm food. Seems the food is ready. Let's check. Yeah, looks ready to serve. Beans, sweet potato in palm oil with variety of spices and vegetables. Looks delicious. Come and join me to eat. Hello, this is the harvest of today. We have a bit. So here we have sweet corn. This bag is full of sweet corn, over 20 kg of it. We have this very heavy bunch of plantain. We have a lot of vegetables here, shoko, spinach, some herbs, tomato and pepper, garden egg, a spring onion, another spice and herb. This is ugu, lettuce, abi. This lettuce. This is still more shoko. Okay. So this is our harvest of today. Like I said, I come like once a week to the farm, and I go back with the harvest.